Hello, everybody. My name is Daniel Kislinsky. I'm the founder of Go Global World, and we are streaming again. We have speakers from around the world, as usually happens on Go Global World podcasts and webinars. And today we are going to speak about no code, and we will compare this with the people from no code world and programming world. So, why this is important? Why do we care about providing such webinars and bringing these great people to speak and to talk about that? Because you guys are building businesses, you are changing the world, and we want to empower you with the best tools that we know we have, with the best expertise we can find for you, and you can ask questions to build businesses. And every business exists not only for the sake of money, but the business exists to solve someone's problem. So we will give you the tools to build those problem solvers, problem new solutions for those problems. And here with me today, please meet Dmitry Hanin. He is also our team member from Australia. He represents our organization in Australia for over a year, I think almost 2 years, and he's a good friend of mine, and he's also a programmer. And he will give his opinion on programming side. But we want to make this as a debate, and we have prepared for you the other side of this programming world, no code. And Dima, the floor is yours. Please present Anna and the idea of this session.
Thank you, Daniel, for that marvelous introduction. And I'm happy to be here today on the side of developers. However, I'm a no-code developer as well, so I'm not totally eligible to speak from the side of developers. So anyway, my good friend is Anna Radzievskaya. She's a so-called mother of the no-code. She's a leader of the largest no-code community in Russia. And we met, I think, about 1.5 or 2 years ago. She helped me to establish my understanding of what no-code solutions are and helped me to develop some solutions for my clients. So I will now pass the floor, hand over to Anna. Anna, please.
Yeah,
Continue.
hi everyone. I'm really glad to be here today. It's so nice that we have this discussion about no code and code. So, shortly, I just introduce myself. I'm a founder of No Code School, which called Code Breakers. We help startups and just who want to get this new profession to become good at no code. So we teach how to build mobile projects or web projects without knowing code at all. So I can proudly say that we've created this market in Russia from scratch. So since that moment, it's growing and growing. So now we're already quite big here in Russia. So I hope that I can bring my experience and help you guys to understand much more about no code and how you can apply it into your projects.
All right, so let's get started. And where do we begin, Dima?
Well, I would start from the definitions. What is no code and what is so-called low code, and where is the limit between no code solutions and low code solutions, and how it differs from traditional way of software development. So we have prepared some slides. So I would actually give that question to Anna because I feel she's much more competent in what is no code.
Okay, first of all, before we start our fight, code against no code, yeah, we have
Battle.
to understand what no code is, yeah. So no code it's the way to build IT products without writing any code. So it's what it means. It means that you can use different platforms and tools, which called no code tools, which use the way to build like modeling. It's like modeling to build your products. You can move the buttons, you can move the windows and so on. So by this way you're building your product without writing code. So it works like this, and there are so many platforms already in generally in the world. So, and we will go a bit further in these platforms. Yeah, after this discussion.
Yeah, so I have a little bit different understanding. It's not totally opposite to what Anna has said, but I have understanding that no code is like another layer of software development. So it's not totally opposite to coding. It just represents another evolutionary stage of software development. So I think I have prepared some picture. Yeah, if we can put it on the screen now. So more than 20 years ago, I think 25 years ago, I was a developer I was using Simulink. It was a modeling tool for MATLAB. MATLAB was a mathematician tool to calculate engineering things. And Simulink was a modeling tool to emulate processes. So actually, it was visual software development tool. So you just drag and drop some pieces, some circles and rectangles, and made connections between different pieces of software logic and your components. So what we have now as the main automation tool, as one of the most powerful automation tool in the no-code is called Integromat, and it represents just the same idea, but the UX UI part of that is just more beautiful. But actually, it's not something new. My understanding of no-code is that's actually an old way of visual programming, and developers should not be scared of no-code.
So it's like more advice, a way to build products, and maybe next step will be like voice coding, that you don't need even just move any elements, you can just say them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, who knows what's going to be next.
Yeah, well, I would say that our next stage would be AI coding. So we just tell the voice assistant, so Siri, please code me, the most powerful app in the world, and Siri will go, directly to, I don't know, Amazon or GitHub, download all the models, compile them into one beautiful app. So
Apparently, it doesn't work like this. You ask Siri something and it says, "Oh, sorry, I don't understand. Can you repeat?"
yeah, well, we need some years of that, but I don't think that no code will substitute coding. Coding will remain, but that gap between business owners and developers will be fulfilled by the no-code solutions. So business world can get the benefits from no-code, and developers can get the benefits from no-code. I don't know why most developers are scared of no-code and feels like opposite to that. If you read forums of developers or no-code developers, it's like extreme holy war. I don't know why.
I would like to say that no code create the new market actually for building MVP products, but at the same time it disrupts coding market as well, actually not fully but partly. So we are not against coders, because we need coders in order to create these amazing no-code tools, and getting more and more advanced, but still we disrupt it by no-code tools, I would say.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, because I think you disrupt just crappy coders, so low level coders. I mean not low level like machine coding, but low level means those who don't really code good in a good way, don't have much
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
So you cannot disrupt very good developers and
So
experienced developers.
yeah,
Not
for
at all.
sure. For sure, like so advanced developers,
Yeah.
they are quite advanced. They can build so amazing difficult products, and for sure this infrastructure we cannot just say that it's not relevant anymore. But actually in quite big field, which is in like business typical business processes, it's so easy to use no code rather than code.
Yeah, definitely. I fully agree with that. And what usually happens is that developers with low level of expertise, they are so arrogant. They got some degree in, I don't know, software development, and they are professionals, I don't know, in React or PHP or Java. So they started feeling themselves as gods, as creators, and they don't care about well, some of them, not all of them. So I meet so many good developers, both no-code developers and code developers. But if you disrupt that arrogant part of development world, I will be so happy. So you will prevent so many issues I'm trying to solve. So
Let me give the
marvelous.
perspective from the business standpoint as an entrepreneur starting businesses. I would say we now see the era of startups. Everyone is trying to build an idea or something, and the first thing, like, how do I like really make this work? Like, how they build this app or the other app, and usually it comes to like, oh, I need a developer, so they're looking for a co-founder. Now, with no-code solutions, you actually can build something that allows you to test the market and easily decide like whether you want to go with the complex development or not. So those dreamer stage you can eliminate if you're really up going after the business. You can eliminate this dreamer stage and really go into the business and ask your customers and see the response. If there is a business need for that, you might be the first on the market to bring new solution. And no code is the one might help you. But then you have developers with muscles of building, and they can build you something like and take you to Mars. That's how I look at this, and yeah, it might solve some problems. Like I myself, just supporting both of your points. I myself built one of the websites I have on Wix as one of the no-code solutions, and it helped me to get it up and running pretty fast.
And you know what I would like to add, that no code ruins this excuse of startuppers that, oh, sorry, I don't have money, that's why I cannot build my product, but please believe in my idea. It's something that will change the world.
I love it.
Sorry, please just build it by yourself, or just spend $3,000 on this, create MVP test, and then we will believe you. So yeah, that's the thing that makes investors more smart and like consider these startups wisely, because you already cannot believe in these big ideas without any proof of this.
Yep. All right. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
definitely. Fully agree with that. Yeah. So for customer development, no-code solutions are just the perfect tool.
Yeah, but like no code is not something that happened just now. No code actually already exists about 20 years, I guess. Yeah, I can show you if we go a bit further in the slides. Yeah, this one. Yeah, the first one. You have to understand that no code is not something that just exists and after 10 years it will just disappear. No code was appeared in late 90s, since this WordPress and Shopify tools. After that, it was developed, and there were platforms which helped to create websites, database, web apps, mobile apps, and now it's already AI tools even. So there are also lots of big companies which create their own tools. For example, Amazon and their Honeycode and others. So it's something that is growing, and it will not gonna stop in some years. So that's why you can rely on this and really understand that it's the future. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I partly agree with that, but I wouldn't call it, evolution, because to my understanding, that evolution happens not in just no code or low code. It happens with all the development tools. So we can put on this graph all other development tools like all the versions of PHP, Java, React, Flutter, whatever. So evolution happens simultaneously in all the development solution. And to my understanding, these are just the tools that help developers to make the development process more easier and faster. So and the so-called entry threshold, so it's much lower. So any kind of person can now use no-code solution. Low-code is a little bit different. How about we distinguish no-code from low-code? Because I think that some people don't understand the difference.
Yeah, it's important thing. Please go on the next slide.
Okay, one moment.
Yeah, I would like to mention and separate then this like thesis like no code, because by no code sometimes we mean completely different tools actually. I would say that the first four stages are called like no code, and only like the last one code it's understandable for everyone. Let's just split it up and understand what sometimes no code means. So there are like four different no-code tools which we use in our life, and which help us to create really different IT products, which can be really super simple or might be really super cool and multifunctional that we cannot even understand that it's was created by no code, not rather than code. So first stage is a pre-built solution. What it means? It means that it's already it's solution which helps to build something exact. For example, it's like only CRM system. Yeah, you cannot build something else from this tool. So and these tools are so friendly in use, so you don't need any IT skills to use them. So you can start by now. And the next stage, it's like easy no-code tools that you can mix them, assemble all together, and create your MVP products, but they might be different. It might be marketplaces, e-commerce, and others. The next stage is no-code full stack. No-code full stack, it means that it's no-code tools which help to create you everything in one. So it's front-end, back-end, and database together in one tool. So you don't need three tools, to create it. And it's a really amazing thing because it's more reliable and more sustainable. But here you have to understand at least product management, because you need to think about logic of your products. The next stage is more it's low code, and it's more I would say it's more for developers rather than non-developers. And low code helps them to create products much easier and faster than writing the code. So it's more about like making this process faster, not that me or anyone else who doesn't know code can easily use this tool and create something. And the last stage is already code. So code is like flexible, you can do wherever you want. And but here you have to spend some years sometimes to understand how to code and understand how all this process works. So yeah, that's the thing, and how the market is constructed in this no code world.
Yeah, I have a small comment about that picture. So I would add another rectangle to that graph. It's code on templates. So there are so many templates out there for, I don't know, any kind of PHP framework, JavaScript framework. So you can, some of them are free, some of them costs, I don't know, $20, $50. So depending on your request, depending on your case, you can actually search Google for code solutions on templates. And if it's 90 or 95% correspond your requirements, you can use them and actually hire a developer and, I don't know, give him or her, I don't know, $100 just to refine that template for you. And you will have a full code solution pretty quickly. And it will be it will cost sometimes even less than a no-code full stack solution.
Yeah, I do totally agree with you, and I just put it in between low code and code, these framework solutions.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
All right, and I would add that there are some codes that I heard like Golang or C++. It might be even like very difficult part where you can have like maybe even more complex ones. But I'm not a coder, but as far as I understand, as a business from the business side, like you can really go deep into like hard
Yeah, so
programming.
yeah, it's for very deep developers,
Yeah.
deep divers.
But the beauty of this, what from what I hear from you guys, is that I already realized that I am no coder as well. Like I've done my own app on AppSheet because I know Excel and Excel spreadsheets. It took me like a couple of hours to build an app and make it really usable after 2 days. And like, oh my god, I've just built a user-friendly app for some complex warehousing solution, like, and I did it myself from scratch, like what, and without any coding, and it really inspired me. With Wix the same thing. And I don't know if you put Excel as a no code solution from early days, but maybe it is because it
Well,
has logic.
yeah,
No,
Google Docs. Yeah,
Google.
you
all the
meant,
Google
yeah,
Docs is
yeah. You mentioned
a
actually so
no-code solution.
important thing. Lots of startups they think that Google Sheets is something like nothing at all. It's so easy, but actually it's no code tool, an amazing no code tool, and you can build with a spreadsheet lots of stuff actually.
Yeah.
And sometimes it
Yeah,
might be a great database for your mobile app. For example, if you use Glide, yeah, it's a mobile app no code tool. So and for different integrations and others. So that's why it's a great thing. Yeah, you're already
yeah.
no coder.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am.
and Google Sheets, not so many people know, but Google Sheets can be a code solution as well, because you can actually open the script editor in Google Sheet, and you can, write any kind of magic that will work automatically for you online on the Google Cloud.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and it works for free. So it's a free coding tool from Google.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So let's just go ahead and have a look on what we can build on no code actually, because I guess lots of guys are quite interested. Yeah, let me introduce what you can really build with knowing no code. So here I put some examples by like products which well known that you can build like analog of all of these products. So you can build dating app, you can build learning platform with all the lessons, video lessons, and so on. You can build your e-commerce like Ozon, Avito, or Amazon, for example. If you have some ideas of marketplaces or like Airbnb with different accounts with all this flow processes with map different pictures, different like apartments and so on. Everything is possible actually. With no code, it's possible, and sometimes you even cannot understand where the code is and where no code is. So it's quite powerful, and I can give you some example what at least in my experience I know for sure because it's like the projects of our students, for example. If we go to the next slide, I can show you, for example, one SaaS product, which is application for organizing individual and family meals, so that here you can create your own menu for the day, and it will calculate you how many calories you're gonna eat, which kind of products you need. You can organize by your week and so on. So it's really powerful, and it's built fully in no code. For example, here was used Bubble, one of the most powerful tool for web application. Also here by no code it was built mobile apps for Google and for App Store and for Google Play. So it's like really quite difficult product, and it was built by I would say no coder who became no coder. They go Natalia, and she just spent only like 3 months of learning how to use no code tools in order to create this amazing products. And now they're just looking for investors, and they already have users, paid users actually. And if you want to check what you can build on no code, you can just Google it, go to this, for example, web page and have a look. It's really amazing product. The next one, for example, the next slide, if it's possible. Okay, it's cleaning service. Maybe you know clean.ru. It's like marketplace where you have free roles. It's cleaners, it's clients, and admin panels. So everything in one. You can build with no code as well. So as mobile app, you can order your cleaning with different options, and the cleaner will get this order in their app. So he will can apply and then go to this app, go to this order, accomplish it, and just get money. So it's like marketplace. And it's also could be built on no code, as you can see here, and it will save lots of million rubles and so many thousand dollars in order to just spend it on the coders. Okay, also a different. Can we go further? Also, I can show you different interesting example. I love it so much because there was one of our students who was an engineer in subway, Russian subway, and he couldn't code or no code at all, as you can understand, because he's an engineer. So he learned no code, and he built two different apps for for subway. The first one, it was a complaints control app that you can manage and control the complaints from the passengers. And the second, it was vaccination control for the workers. So as you can see, the normal person who was so far away from IT field could just build it by himself in 1 month. And he already applied it for his own company, not his own company, the company where he worked, like Subway. So, and he already automated some processes. So it's great sample of using no code, not like client product building, but like the tool for building internal processes and internal products. So yeah.
That's a great case, actually. I'm really inspired by this because in old-fashioned industries where you have to submit a paper and then another paper and put a stamp in here and wait in line in there, like you can kill yourself just thinking of this. And all of a sudden you get this app built by your one of the employees, and all of a sudden it just creates a simple, smooth process, and you compliant with other stuff, so everyone is happy. Yeah, it reminds me by interface AppSheet and the way I built it.
Glide. It's Glide, yeah.
Well,
Glide,
it's
which uses
similar.
Google Sheets actually. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
And, you know.
Yeah, I have one small comment about these two cases, is that all these people have structured way of thinking. So designers, they have visual structure thinking, and engineers, they have technical minds. So it's definitely examples of success, but it's not the people who did not have any experience of engineering or visual structures. So.
I disagree actually at all, because there's because we're a school, yeah, and we have lots of such kind of samples. So I saw how people like from completely different field could learn it and use for their companies or build their own startups. And it's because we, in our education, for example, we build we integrate this part, how to think and have this product mindset. So how you can understand the logic of the product and how to apply it in your project. So for sure, as I said earlier, you have to understand how to build IT products. You have to understand what the database is, how to structure your product by stages, by screens, and so on. So that's why they already they learned it at least in our school. So that's why they can apply it. But the main thing that it's possible, it's possible in some months already have this skill, and you can build. By the way, you can spend only 2 or 3 months of learning no code, and you have to and you can build the products which for coders you have to spend like 2 or 3 years in order to build the same product, because in coding you have to spend first of all 1 year for learning front-end development, another year for back-end development, and also like database development. So in some it's the long way, and here everything in one. So that's the thing, and you will
Yeah.
spend lots of time
Yeah,
for
I
tuning
I,
into
dis- I
it.
disagree about your views on development's way. So because there are so many full stack frameworks nowadays, maybe it's similar to no code solutions, but for coders. So your learning curve, especially with some visual teaching courses, can be much faster. So coding is not something that is so complicated. If you understand the basic structures, and the basic structures can be understood in, I don't know, several weeks. If you and again, if you have structured way of thinking, technical mind, it will be much easier for you to understand both coding and no coding. So no code again, I would say that no code is not opposite to coding. It's just another way to visualize the coding process.
That's
But
excellent.
I would say, that there are so many coders who switch to no code because they really understand
Yeah.
it's much easier, much faster sometimes. Yeah.
Well, that's actually me, but I didn't switch fully. I just combined both roles. For some coding solutions, it's so easier to use no code. For example, Zapier. If you need to integrate two parts of your software, Zapier or Integromat would be the best way to do that, because you don't need to actually establish that system integration tools. You just use subscription on Zapier. It costs few dollars a month, and yeah, all the magic happens behind the curtain.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I will support
definitely,
that with Zapier. I used it myself. I had some process where I had to have a few people to do the process, and so just simply doing this algorithm through Zapier, it allowed me to actually not to hire at least two people.
Yeah.
So I saved so much money with Zapier on a free version actually. So I even didn't pay to Zapier, and so it's just amazing. Yeah, and for the codes part, I also know that there are plenty of sources like Code Academy where you can learn for free to code and in a very interactive way if you speak English, especially. So it's just amazing. Like if you guys really want to learn coding, not only no code, Code Academy is just amazing. I mean, YouTube as well.
It's true.
And
It's
the
true.
other thing, before we go to the next slide, we have the first question from Konstantin Balakin. And everyone who's watching us right now, please repost this stream and allow others to see and participate in the conversation. Give us a thumbs up, like our session, and comments below, and of course subscribe to the channel, because this is how we can provide this content to more people who can be benefit of it. So the question from Konstantin is what from what no-code tool does Natalia make mobile app Foodix?
She used that for that product. She used Bubble, but she converted it to PVA. So for Bubble basically is for web application, but you can also switch it to PVA. PVA is something in between mobile apps and web apps. It has the core of web app, but it has like this shell of mobile app. So yeah, that was like this.
And everyone, please give us more questions. We will answer them afterwards or when it makes sense. Just let's get back to our talk.
yeah. So how about we switch to the my favorite topic is the limitations of no-code
Oh yeah,
solutions,
sure.
and what's the use cases? How can we distinguish? What's the best way to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so in my understanding, one moment. So yeah, here's the picture. It's the graph of different tools. So in ancient times, I mean, just 50 years ago, we had machine languages like assembler. So we use machine coding. And then maybe in 70s or 80s, many languages and frameworks for development appeared. And later we had CASE tools, which means computer assessment software engineering. So many tools like frameworks and studios and environments to help developers in their job. And then we had low code. Low code means that developers actually can use different blocks and modules and components. So they don't write code all the time repetitively, but we use different blocks. And it was the beginning of no code, I think. Actually, low code solutions provided the way to no code. And then two lines appeared: restrictive no code, which means that you can actually build within the limited framework, within limited frame. You cannot change the business logic. You can change some colors, some buttons, some appearance. So some of the no-code solutions are restrictive no-code, which means they cannot be scaled. And there are some advanced no-code solutions. There you can actually go into each block and play with that logic a little bit. In my understanding, Bubble is the advanced no-code solution, maybe one of the most advanced. And most of others are restrictive no-code solutions. They are built to limit flexibility of developer or business owner, doesn't matter. But if you want to scale them, you will get some troubles, definitely. So if you know some use cases for scalability of no-code solutions, Anna?
Yeah, what you just told us, it's the same thing that with these steps which I showed earlier. And for sure, if we have a look on the like easy no-code tools, there are so many limits, you know, because for example, if we use Glide, Glide is amazing tool for mobile apps, but still it's not so flexible that you can build everywhere where you want the button or the window and so on. It's getting better and better, but still there are some limits. In Bubble, for example, there are like much less limits than in Glide, for example. And there you can create everything as you want, build your own integrations by API connector and so on. So by these steps you can understand the flexibility of these tools. But still, for sure, no code have some limits. And I would say, first limit, it's in the field of usage. What I mean, there is, in the beginning, when you think about your product and which tool you can use in order to build this product, you have to understand one thing, that no code is well used for business products. What I mean, when your product is not technology, when your product is something physical or it's service. For example, if we talk about delivery services, we deliver, for example, like Yandex Lavka or Amazon, for example. Like here we bring the physical products to your client, and the like IT product, it's more like infrastructure for delivering this physical products, but not the product. So for these cases, no code is amazing. But if we talk about technological products, for example, like blockchain, or we want to create no code platform, so it's already about technology, and it should be built by code. So we cannot build no code platform on no code platform. So you have to understand this. So that's the main thing where this difference goes. And the second thing,
if you don't mind, I just want to put some comment because I can
sure.
forget about it. So I think it all depends on where the value of your product is. So if the value of your product is in the platform itself, like you said, it's blockchain or it's some calculation tool which provides users with some additional value for their numbers or figures, whatever, that it's definitely about coding. But if the value of your product is somewhere outside the product, outside the online solution itself, for example, like delivery tools, online school. So for online school, the main value are the knowledge, courses, teachers,
Yeah,
and students.
it's your
So they
product.
can easily move to another platform. But if you rely on one no-code solution, and for example, I don't know what happened, the meteor will come to the Earth and hit the bubble servers, your startup will disappear. So you rely on third-party tool in your business model. So it's a risky way to go if your value is in the product itself.
But let's just have a look. You rely to your Apple computer, for example, or you rely when you use Google Sheets or anything else. You also rely to Google, or when you use Google Gmail, you also rely to Google, and everything can disappear. So it's the same thing. You have to rely on something, you know.
Well, we
Definitely.
rely on servers to have internet, and we have
Yeah,
some
right.
wire, some cables under our ocean,
Well,
in the
but
ocean.
you can switch to another provider. But if you build your app on Bubble, you cannot switch to Glide or vice versa.
Yeah, right. You can easily get your data from this platform, but you
Mm.
cannot get the code of this platform, because otherwise you can just copy code of bubble
Copy
and
paste,
create
yeah,
your own bubble. You know, for sure they're not gonna give you it,
yeah.
but
They don't give
your
you.
data you can get it completely easily, and it's gonna be safe. So that's the thing. It's the same thing with Google Sheets. You can get the Google Sheets code, you know, like in general as a product, but you can get your data and put it somewhere
Mhm.
else.
Definitely. Then how about we discuss a little bit about what's the benefits for startups? How can they go with the no code when they build a product? So my idea is that that no code solutions are a great tool to make an MVP for early stage startups, but there are some limitations when they grow up.
Hmm.
For example, when they raise some amount of money, they on certain stage they actually need to switch to full code solution, and no code will be the limitation of their growth. How do you
Yeah,
think?
uh, I do agree here, because everywhere there are limits, you know, and no code is amazing thing for, first of all, it's for prototyping, for MVP, and for normal usage of products, which like, you know, which have this like, how to say, load, like, they are not, how to say it, oh my god, sorry, when there are like enough users, we which can this platform can get. So it means, what it means, sometimes if we compare to different services, for example, in one service for cleaning service, let's compare cleaning service and Telegram. Cleaning service, when we order cleaning once per month or twice per month, for example, yeah, there are not so much loads on this service that should be gathered by this service, you know, like 2 times per month the user use it. So this platform can can afford, for example, 100,000 users. And if we have a look on Telegram service, yeah, there is like so high usage of this product, because every minute the same user writes something to other user, for example, yeah. And so the load of this product is much higher than the first one, but we can have here the same amount of users. So here 1,100 users, and here 100,000 users. And for no code, for the first product it's okay, and but for the second product it's not okay, because there's going to be limits. It's already, you have to build lots of servers and others
Service.
stuff in, yeah, to create really huge and massive and powerful IT infrastructure. So it depends on the product. First of all, you have to understand how people use your product. And it's the first thing. And the second thing, I would say that if we go to the slide with some examples of the products next. Oh no, yeah, here. It's for example, on the Bubble website, you can see different companies which had investments with quite huge investments, I would say, and they still use Bubble. It might be not that you use Bubble for all your products and still be on Bubble all the time. For example, you can already understand where your bottleneck and then rewrite it in code, so you can partly switch from no code to code by growing your business. It doesn't mean that you have to just throw everything away and just go to code and use everything from scratch. No, you can do it partly, and that's the right way to switch from no code to code. But the main thing that, if to be honest, only like 5 to 10% of startups really need this switch from no code to code, because first of all, not every startup gets actually survive.
Will survive.
Yes, survive first of all, and really
Yeah,
find
survival rate is
profitable,
really low.
and really can find profitable business model. And the second thing, not everyone is gonna scale that get these limits. So that's the thing. On my experience, I saw only one case when no code was really limited, because the business was growing so fast that it really hit this. And how they solved this case, they, as I said, partly start switching from no code to code by going from one bottleneck to another bottleneck. That's it.
Yeah, if I do a conclusion on what you just said, I would say that from the standpoint of selecting, when you're at scale, you need to really like go large geographies to have many users. You need to have servers. You need to have this smooth processes built. So you need coders. So you need to have a build. But at this stage already, you might have raised capital, and you already have a tech team to build something. And so you mentioned the Telegram, but we always had a problem of dying startups. Like everyone knows, 90% of startups are dying just because of many reasons. And like on Crunchbase, there was like about 15 or 20 reasons why startup die at early stage. And one of the reasons is they couldn't find a CTO, or they couldn't really build a product. And if they build a product at early stage and then they validate it and fundraise successfully, then they can hire a developer. So like this gap is going to be filled not only for businesses to build internal processes, but also for the entrepreneurs at very early stage that are not developers. However, they have some cool idea in mind and they want to try. So yeah, it's a great thing.
Yeah, just I see another question. I think it's from Paul from Sense Guided Living about investor point of view. So I can answer that actually question, because I investigated the investor's opinion about no code and code. So the general answer is that we don't care. We don't care on which platform your solution is built. We just care about your metrics. We care about number of your users, about your revenue. And if you use no code solution, that's okay. If you use code solution and it works, that's okay. If you use both, low code, no code, whatever, that's perfectly fine. So from investor's point of view, the solution you use, it doesn't matter on what kind of solution you are relying.
Yeah, the main thing for them that you can earn money. That's it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
So
can-
they think about numbers.
Yeah.
As an investor, I can say they care about unit economics. They care how fast you can make the return on their investments, and they don't want to get the same amount they invested. They want to get it like at least 5x, and the sooner the better. Like at least a year or two, max 5 years. So not every investor is willing to wait for 5 years. They want to do it like within a few years. And so if you can't make it with any of the solutions you have in place, like coding or no coding, they're unlikely to invest. So they are looking for money
But
making.
there is a small but. If we're talking about like non-technology services, if we're talking about like technology, it's should be built in code, because there is like the not only privacy but who belongs this technology, for example, like if we're talking
Yeah.
about business services like delivery, LMS and others, something that's not like something innovative, that there is like money first. If we're talking about like blockchain technology, for sure they have to understand that you own this technology.
You are an expert in that field, and
Yeah.
if you are building a cybersecurity platform, that's
Yeah.
definitely should be some deep understanding of coding, of technology, of security, whatever.
Yeah, right.
All right. So great answers, great questions, guys. Please feel free to ask questions while we have the speakers live. They can answer your specific questions, or you may have something in mind and you always was wondering. So this is the time to ask a question. Give us push like buttons and subscribe. And yeah, let's continue on our topic, guys.
Yeah, I see the question about progressive web application. How can PWA be in the Apple Store? So progressive web application, they are actually web-based application, web apps. So you cannot put anything PWA-based into App Store. That should be native application. So PWA is not native application.
You there is the way that you can make the
Oh, web view. Yeah, you
yeah.
can make a cover. Yeah,
Yeah, the
but
cover.
that's a trick.
Yeah, there's special trick that you use this web core application and put it in this shell, mobile shell, and this mobile shell is special for App Store and for Google Play. And after that, you can just upload them in the stores.
Yeah, that trick can work if you just need to use the same logic of the app on Apple and Android, but that's a buggy thing. So there is a bit of chance that you will receive some bugs on, especially on Apple, because they are so restrictive to the apps they put on App Store.
It depends. It depends on the. I mean, for sure, for some like super difficult technology product, yes. But if we're like talking about general products for ordering something or anything else, that's okay. It's not good for SaaS services, I would say. For example, if you create the game, yeah, for sure, I would not advise to put in this case as a game. Yeah, game with subscription. But if there's general service that you can order food, services, or something else, easily.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so we're looking for more questions, and let's get back to the slides.
Yeah, I
Okay.
applied for their
How much time do we have, by the way? Just to be aligned with the time.
Yeah, I would say we have about 10 more minutes before we start wrapping this up. 10 to 15, up to you guys.
So how about we give some recommendations for startup owners? Which way should they go and which solutions they should use? So I will give that question to Anna. I think she's much more.
I saw lots of different startups actually with completely different ideas, which which wanted for sure to build their products, sometimes not knowing IT field at all. And the main thing, it was like what kind of which exactly tools, no-code tools, I should learn in order to be sure that it's really reliable tools, which just that I can find easily. Other no coders, sometimes I want to attract them for my product, or that I can be sure that nothing's gonna happen with this tool and it's gonna like live forever. So Here I prepared some really reliable and popular no-code tools that you can be really just sure on them. So first of all, if we talk about websites and web pages, there are like two main tools. It's Wix and Tilda. Tilda is more appropriate for Russian market because there are already lots of pre-built integrations with Russian services. And Wix, it's used also for Russia, but preliminarily it's more for world market. So if we talk about mobile apps, here I would advise for sure Adala and Glide. Glide is for PVA. Adala is for apps that you can upload to the stores for Apple Store and Google Play.
Yeah,
Uh,
native apps.
yeah, if we're talking about web apps, here I would say it's the best way to use Bubble. Why Bubble? There are some others like Directory, for example, but Bubble, it has like, it's really powerful, but at the same time it's friendly. So if you're non-technical at all, just don't think about anything else. Don't test even anything else. Just use Bubble because it's really the best way to create web apps. Database, it's Airtable, or as I said earlier, it's Google Spreadsheet. Yeah, it's really amazing tool. And sometimes when you just start your project using Google Spreadsheet, is much easier even than Airtable. Airtable is more advanced and more good looking version of Google Sheets, I would say. So integrations here, like here, like the most useful and the most used tools, it's Integromat and Zapier. And also for the Russian market, for example, or for not only Russian, Albat already not only in Russia, but they have amazing thing that they have builder, that you can build your own custom integration like as you want. So they really now developing so fast. So if you need something like this, so you can use it as well. So there are also so many other tools. I'm not saying that they're not good. Some of them really good, but if we're talking about the main request which we have for startups, to build mobile apps, web apps, database integration, it's this tools which I can like surely advice to you guys.
Yeah, I would add just one more tool. I fully agree with what you said, but I would add Webflow to the website builder, because that's the main competitor of WordPress based websites. So it has so many powerful tools and it works extremely fast. And I think it will overcome Wix at some extent.
I would say about Webflow that it's more for designers. Actually, it's powerful. It's much more powerful than Tilda or Wix, but there is this front end creation is much more difficult than in Bubble, for example. So it's this platform is used much more for designers rather than for no coders.
Yeah, so you would say it's a low code service, so not fully no code.
Yeah. There is not
Okay,
it's not so
agree.
powerful as Bubble, for sure. There is not so cool database. There's only like small function of this. And in Webflow they don't have this amazing API connector. In Bubble there are like so many plugins, API connector, that you can connect any service that you want. It's like so flexible.
Yeah, definitely. And for everybody, just keep in mind that you can actually combine all of these solutions, all of the tools within your platform. So you can take, I don't know, Bubble web app into Wix, or I don't know, Tilde page into Glide with via WebView. So it's like a Lego constructor. You can just put one block into another and combine whatever you want. So depending on your use case.
Yeah, for
And
example.
Give examples, guys. We already have questions like this. How
Okay,
to
I can give
yeah,
example. For example,
I,
okay,
yeah, just an example of that Lambda school. I think we already mentioned that they raised, I think, $2 or $3 million. They are based on Bubble, but they combine Bubble with type. Typeform and some other tools. Like they use a separate tool for bookings, separate tools for their web application, and separate tool um, for integrations. So I think we have them on slide.
Anna,
Okay, I didn't put that.
I can give you some example. For example, if you want to create your like cleaning app, as you saw, like cleaning service that everyone can order cleaning, yeah, that would come and clean at their room. For example, you can use for like create your web page where you can talk about your service, how much it costs, and so on. Like this presentation on Tilda, for example. Then, in order to order service in web browser, you can build web app on Bubble, and at the same time, you can build for mobile users mobile app on Adala, for example. So yeah, you already have this fully packaged business, and everything is on no code.
that's an
Yeah,
interesting
and
case. I like it.
yeah, one of the best no-code solutions for bookings actually is Calendly. For some reason, not so many people consider that Calendly is a great tool for bookings, especially if you have paid versions and you can, create your own workflows. So Calendly is becoming one of the most powerful solutions for bookings, and you can embed Calendly widget into your web application or a web page, whatever. So it's so flexible. So I use Calendly as the main tool for bookings when any of my clients is asking about some solutions for that.
Yeah, it's good, especially for B2B business.
Definitely.
Calendly
Yeah.
changed my life, honestly. Like really changed my
Yeah.
life. This is amazing tool. Like thanks God it exists.
But it's only one feature that you can put in different tools. You can put it on your website. You can put in your and integrate with app with web app on Bubble, for example. There is integration. So yeah, you
Yeah.
can put
And the
anywhere.
beautiful thing about that is it's so well integrated with Google Calendar, and Google Calendar provides free API. It's a layer for a developer, so you can actually extract all the data from Google Calendar or put any data from Google Calendar. So we built our invoicing platform using Google Calendar and Calendly. So invoices are automatically created by using Google Calendar API. It required just few lines of coding, but so I would say it's a low-code solutions based on Google Calendar API.
So you just like assemble different tools and
It's
mix them.
yeah. You just take different pieces of equipment and connect them together into any solution you need. So you can connect your mobile phone to your tablet, or you can connect I don't know, your headphones to your computer. You can do the same with the solutions online.
Yeah.
That would be great to have some use cases of that over time. So that's actually great way of going beyond all those solutions and like combining them. I think it can kill coding.
Well, you cannot.
It will one day.
You cannot kill good coding. You can kill bad coding, and I will applause to you. So
Okay. So we have one more question about Bubble. Can you build native apps on Bubble and publish it on App Store? Because you said that it's one of the best tool for mobile web.
Native apps you can build only in by code, because it's native. Native, it means that you code them on Swift, for example. It's for iOS, or for Kotlin, or others for Google. Yeah, it means that you build on the code language which belongs to these platforms. So that's why native, no, but you can build cross platform and hybrid.
Hybrid ones. So, but does it allow to publish it on App Store?
What's the difference of cross platforms? Yeah, that you build one app which is like have the same core, but then it's covered by this native shell, and uploaded to the special store that it would recognize and use it.
Yeah.
But there are some limitations in functions. For example, here Dmitry also can just also
Yeah,
give
I can add a bit to that explanation. Is that cross-platform coding is about you use one and the same code base, which actually compiles into Kotlin for Android and Swift for iOS. So you actually just it's another layer of abstraction. So and you can definitely produce native apps from cross-platform developers.
But
Development platforms.
there is a question in usage. So if you build, for example, the game who plays the game? I don't play, so that's the thing. I don't know some good examples. But if you create something that needs to be use so many native functions of your phone, like in gaming, for example, there are like some with this accelerometer stuff or something, I don't know. It's better to use native development. But if it's about general function to order something, to read books or something, it's much better to use cross-platform, because you need to create your product once and then put it at the same time on the different platforms.
Yeah.
So you I would say you spend much more time if you create native apps, because you need to create one app for iOS and new app for Google. So it's like double apps, and for cross platforms you create only one app and then put it at the same time to different stores.
Just small addition. It's not one app; it's one code base, but it produces two apps or even three apps. So you can compile it. For example, Flutter can compile to Android, to iOS, and to web. So actually, you can embed native functionality into cross-platform code base as well. There are some plugins for that. There are some tricks to make it happen, but in general, cross-platform development is the future, in my understanding. So that's definitely worth taking a look. But now we are switching from our main topic, that is actually comparison between no code and code. We're going too deep inside coding.
Yeah, quick clarification about Bubble. Is it cross-platform considered to be
It's web. Like originally, it's for building web apps, just for web apps.
So you can wrap Bubble app into native envelope, so it will look like native, but it won't be native actually.
It's not originally. Bubble don't present it as original function, but if you know some code, or you can ask a developer to put in this shell and upload it. Yeah, that's that you can do this. But originally it's for web applications.
Okay, so you already mentioned several times cover it, so you can publish it on App Store. I'm not a developer. I'm not really understanding what it means to cover. Like, I guess it's not only me who.
There are special tools, no-code tools, which you can use just only for creating mobile apps. It's Glide Adala, just mobile. They're not talking about web. But there are some tools which are only about web, for example, like Bubble. But some advanced people, if they ask a developer to put this web app in mobile cover, it's about a bit coding stuff. Then you can put it as well in the stores.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, there are some cloud-based platform for that. You just pay some amount of money and you upload your web app, and they produce native apps for you. But the technology is called WebView. So that's actually an area in your app that shows you HTML code. But now we are going too techy. I want to prevent myself from talking too much technical language.
That's why you're here. Listen to be techy. Okay, we're back to the slides.
I think that's actually all. Do we have anything else to share?
No.
I think just an advice to people who watch us today. My advice would be research a bit before you go into one platform or another platform. Take some trials, do some pilot experiments. Don't go on Glide or Bubble or Adalo or whatever just because you like it. There might be some limitations that you are not aware of, and they will limit your functionality when you go too deep inside. So number one rule is do enough research before you start.
Oh, I would say completely different advice, actually. I would say make everything easier. Because if you start thinking, when you have nothing, you're just doing your product from scratch, and you already start thinking about limitations, you limit yourself sometimes because you cannot even just earn money on your product. Come on. Just start at least doing something much easier, much faster, and just put it on the market. Don't spend lots of time on searching, creating, building, and then you will see that it lasts, I don't know, like half of a year, and then you already just spent lots of time for nothing. Just do it much easier, much faster. Start with something, and then you will see whether you need to think about coding or much more cool platforms or not at all. Just start earning money first of all, because when you build something, you build business, and business has to earn money. That's the main thing.
Well, I think we nailed it. That was a great conversation, and we uncovered so many stuff for entrepreneurs who maybe have no clue or very limited understanding of no code and compare it with code. So after you are talking about that, we will see more and more no coders. And this is how we create opportunities for our community members. So, guys, who is watching us on YouTube channel and will future watch it. So of course, support us, repost this, and give us some support with your like, with the like button and subscribe. But it's the more important that this conversation went exactly for you. So give us examples how you apply no code. We have just discussed very limited part of what we can do. Give us your perspective. Share some links to no code solutions. Give us some tricks, resources, wherever. Like, let's share here in the chat. And if you still have more questions to the speakers, this is your chance to reach them out. Like, use this video and write your questions in the comment. I'll make sure that the guys will get the question, and we ask them to give you maybe an answer. And the world is connected, and we are giving you so many opportunities. Go and seize these opportunities and build your companies. I totally agree with the guys that you have to build business and solve someone's problem and make money out of it. So then with the capital, you can go further with surfacing other limits and challenges that you have. So, Anna,
Yeah.
Dmitry, thank you so much for making this a great talk. I look forward to have more talks with you. Let's think what our audience will say, and we will come back with more talks and more solutions like this. I really enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you soon. All right.
Yeah, same.
Let's say goodbye to our audience. We are ending our live stream. So thank you so much, and we'll see you guys soon at our other podcasts and webinars.
Thank you for your attention.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.
Great day.
Yeah, bye-bye. Share your success and failures on
Yeah.
your no-code or code solutions, so we can continue that discussions based on your use cases.